Gasp, gasp. Blitz coming. Bridgewater. Can't get it.
Welcome, I guess, to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon, and the Broncos still lost Perna. Denver was riding high after grounding the Chargers last week and getting this key AFC West matchup against the Chiefs flexed into prime time. Denver had a meaningful game in December for the first time in years with an opportunity to show the world Denver deserved to be in the playoff hunt. They instead showed the world that they are still capable of delivering the most boring brand of football known to man. A great defensive performance resulting in a loss. My only solace is knowing that Chiefs fans had to sit through that 3 hours of bullshit as well. So today, with a little help from my friend here, his name is Cutie McFuckboy, we're gonna go through all of the things the Broncos did well while still managing to lose. Isn't that right, little Cutie McFuckboy? Today's episode is sponsored by D's Nuts. Seriously, my chestnuts are brought to you by manscaped.com/goodsports. Link below. Christmas is quickly approaching, and if your balls aren't already decked out, get yourself a nice little package for your nice, regularly sized package with the Performance Package from Manscaped. If you saw a mommy kissing Santa Claus, it's because he didn't let his undercarriage look like that frothy beard on his face. Get it for yourself or gift it because the Performance Package has everything you need for you to slay your balls. The Lawnmower 4.0, a waterproof cordless trimmer with skin-safe technology to reduce pube trimming nicks and cuts, plus the Weed Whacker to power through nasty nose hairs, and the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver to keep your balls fresh and smelling amazing. If you want to refer to yourself as Rudolph the Red Rocket Reindeer this holiday season, do it with the Performance Package, so your man basement is glowing oh so bright. Manscaped.com/goodsports for 20% off your order, plus free international shipping and 2 free gifts. The Broncos were like a guy who spends an hour at the gym every day, then goes home, eats a bucket of KFC and downs a 12er of Busch Light and wonders why they still can't see their abs. They're doing some things right and some things horribly wrong. For example, running back Javonte Williams had 178 total yards, and the Broncos still lost. The Broncos gained 8.5 yards on their very first play and still went 3 and out. And still lost. Patrick Mahomes had the worst passer rating of his career, and the Broncos still lost. The Broncos converted a 4th and 7. The Broncos had an 11-minute, 7-second drive and still lost an 11-minute, 7-second drive that resulted in 0 points. That's like going to college for 8 years, chasing your PhD and getting expelled with no degree after the dean finds out you've been selling drugs to his entire family. Javonte Williams gained 71 yards after contact, and Denver still lost. Travis Kelce had 27 yards, and they still lost. Tyreek Hill had just 22 receiving yards, and they still lost. KC's 2 top receivers were running backs, and they still lost. All right, that didn't work. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up, you stupid fucking penguin. I wish I could hurt you. You're everything I hate about toys. You shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. The Broncos played a secondary with Dan Sorensen, and they still lost. In fact, old Dirty Dan Sorensen was a big reason they still lost. Getting pick-sixed by this guy, arguably the worst safety in the NFL. He's so bad, Tyrann Mathieu, his own teammate, questioned him all season long. If I started a fight with a 7th grader and got my ass kicked, it still wouldn't be as embarrassing as getting sixed by Dirty Dan. Vic Fangio made a pretty reasonable challenge, especially according to Mike Vrabel, and he still lost. Although if you watch the play in real time, no way does that look like a catch. Our dream coach, Kyle Shanahan, saw his 49ers drive the length of the field at the end of their game, only to get stuffed on 4th down and lost as well. Even in our dream scenarios, we still lost. 2 years in a row, December at Arrowhead, the Broncos emphasized the run and stuck with it, gaining 150 plus yards on the ground. Their D held Mahomes and company to a single offensive TD. Their starting quarterback tossed 2 picks, and they still fucking lost. Denver became the 28th team this season to gain at least 400 yards, amass a total yardage advantage of 100 plus yards, and have at least 7 more minutes of possession than their foe. The first 27 teams to do that this season won. And guess what? The Broncos still fucking lost. Javonte Williams is now ahead of Nick Chubb and beast mode for most forced missed tackles on a percentage basis in a season. And you guessed it, the Broncos still lost. I say that all to say this. They did so much right in this game, but the few things they did wrong ended up being so much more impactful. I'm talking about the opening 3 and out, the 2 picks from Teddy, 1 going for the TD, the 11-minute drive that resulted in no points, the muff punts. It all erased what turned out to be a pretty beautiful defensive game plan from Vic Fangio, who's like an architect who sees his perfect home rented out to some Wall Street douchebags who just use it for orgies and never have it clean. You just can't help but blame old Teddy, Pat Shurmur, and Tom McMahon for fucking up what was an incredibly winnable game in Kansas City. Twice in a row, the Broncos defense has gone into Arrowhead and done a really admirable job. And twice the Broncos quarterbacks have thrown crippling interceptions that have cost them the game. Twice in a row, the Broncos have had a 100-yard rusher against the Chiefs, and twice in a row, it hasn't freaking mattered. We spent too much time worrying about who was going to match up against Travis Kelce, and too little time worrying about who in our own passing game was going to step up and make a play. Turns out, nobody. The Broncos have a great defensive mind on their sideline, but up in that booth, the guy calling the plays for the offense can't take advantage of a defense that was loading up to stop the run and still couldn't do it. Seriously, the Chiefs were crowding the line of scrimmage, and the Broncos still punished them on the ground, but they couldn't make anything happen in the passing game, despite the numbers and the matchups being in their fucking advantage. This team has assembled what we've been told is the best collection of skill players in the NFL, top to bottom, and have pissed it down the drain by letting a check-down merchant of a quarterback and an uncreative fail son of an offensive coordinator run the offense. Seriously, this is the biggest waste of resources since Josh McDaniels burned all of Pat Bolin's fur coats because it was cheaper than running his fucking furnace. The Broncos should have extended an offer to Joe Brady at halftime. I'm not sure Jason Garrett would be worse. Okay, fine. Take some deep breaths. Take some deep breaths. Shut your fucking mouth, you dumb penguin. You shut up. Fire Pat Shurmur. Fire Tom McMahon. Fire Tom McMahon. Bring me Aaron Rodgers. Bring me Aaron Rodgers. Bring me Aaron Rodgers. Okay, thank you, Penguin. Now, when I get really mad about how disappointing this season has been, I just think about Quinn Miners and his belly. The belly dozer. If watching the belly dozer run over grown men doesn't make you feel good, you may be a good candidate for heroin. Not sure anything else will do the trick for you. I also like to curse the football gods when I get really mad. Blaming a fake deity seems to help. Seeing Harrison Butker doink a kick that made it through the gooch
Is off the upright, but good.
was a sure sign that God forgot about the Broncos. Also, watching center Lloyd Cushenberry getting rocked on an interception told me nothing in this game would make any sense. That was a blindside block, and it actually helped the Broncos there, but didn't matter ultimately. So with all of those positive things that occurred, why did the Broncos still end up taking an L like a contestant on Wheel of Fortune? Here are my big three. Teddy. Teddy earned a new nickname. Teddy short of the sticks. Ironic, considering his stick is probably at least a foot long. In addition to throwing short of the sticks, he checked down on a free play. What kind of coward ball is that? Aaron Rodgers would probably lie about being vaccinated again if he knew he'd get an extra free play every week. 2, special teams continues to be atrocious. The muffed punt resulting from our own player running into Deontay Spencer is an example of atrocious coaching. The punt return before halftime that saw Spencer waste 11 of the 16 seconds on the clock and not fair catch it. Dumb coaching. Or at least assign your special teams coach has the same understanding of time as a prisoner in solitary confinement. The number one place I want to put Tom McMahon. And 3, just a general lack of execution on offense in the passing game. Multiple 3-and-outs to start the game. First good drive into the red zone ends with a field goal due to back-to-back penalties. Denver lost 20 yards when they were finally close enough to score a touchdown, including one of the worst intentional groundings you'll ever see. And the NFL finally got its wish. Defenders are officially too scared to hit a QB. They'll instead just let him score. Imagine if Aqib Talib were in this position. This is the best place to blast a quarterback because a 15-yard penalty is literally a half yard at most. This is what it looks like if Teddy Bridgewater played corner. Or maybe Patrick simply thought he was looking in the mirror as he saw Patrick coming right at him. Another bad sign when your best defender won't hit an opposing QB. So, we'll see if I fucking watch next week. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Broncos recap. I guess. What are we doing? Give us a quarterback. Give us an offensive play caller with some balls. That's all I want. That's all I want for Christmas. Please.